So let's understand why we would use scenarios and where it plays out. First off, it's important to understand that scenario allows us to recast our budgets to sort of assess the financial impacts and implications of the scenario. It allows us to test alternative approaches under each scenario. Most importantly, it allows us to identify sort of long lead indicators, projects, performance metrics that can begin to give us early warning that a scenario is changing from one to another, and therefore allow us to get a gain on our competition in reacting to that scenario. And it's also important to understand that it allows us to execute with better agility based on whatever scenario actually occurs. Now, there are some pitfalls to strategic planning and scenario planning in particular. There are things like if we don't define the issues correctly, we're going to have the wrong approach. If we end up with too many scenarios, it just confuses us even further. If we keep on trying to get to too finite of an explanation and scenario model, it gets too complicated. Again, the example was what type of garage door is on that garage. That's making the model too complex, and you'll be into analysis paralysis. The other thing is also, the other extreme is also the problem where you're getting too subjective in the data that's being put available. We need to be clear that all these scenarios are plausible, even though one or two are more probable. That way we can avoid management getting too fixated on any one of them. And finally, that the different scenarios are so close to each other that it doesn't cause any difference in observation and performance. Now, the benefits of doing it correctly are significant. It allows you to address that uncertainty up front, and therefore gets more of the leadership team aligned and on side. It allows us to better define contingency plans so that we can move forward with better confidence. It allows us sort of a foundation for explaining those variations so that as they occur, we can begin to put them into context based on a context that the leadership team has already agreed to. As we said before, it provides those tripwires, those early warning mechanisms, and finally allows us to become aware of internal and external drivers that we should be paying attention to. Now, understand that this is a summary of a very complex model. If you want to learn more, go to thebalancescorecard.net, and in the Insights tab, you'll see that we have over 500 different webinars that cover off different topics. This one being only one of them. You can imagine there's a fair body of knowledge there that will allow you to understand each of these individual concepts in more detail. We hope this has been useful to you and urge you to call us or email us if you have any questions, as we love to help organizations understand and perform against their strategy more effectively. Thank you for your time.